In the interplay of light and shadow, time rewinds. Let us turn our gaze to the European continent from the 14th to 17th centuries. The darkness of the Middle Ages is about to end, and a completely new force is emerging. This force is the Renaissance movement. The Renaissance first appeared in Italy, which was in a state of political division at the time. In the south was the Kingdom of Sicily, in the center was the Papal States, and in the north were city-states such as Venice, Florence, and Milan. It was in these city-states that the emerging commercial class began to rise. They accumulated a large amount of wealth through trade and became an important force in promoting cultural development. At the same time, the rediscovery of ancient Greek and Roman culture ignited people's passion for exploring human nature and pursuing freedom. Humanist ideas emerged, emphasizing human dignity and value, advocating that people should be liberated from the shackles of religion and freely develop their talents. Florence became the center of humanism. Many famous humanist scholars such as Petrarch and Boccaccio lived and worked here. They translated classical works, created literary works, and made humanist ideas widely spread. The Renaissance movement flourished in such an era of pursuing freedom and advocating human nature. Art and humanities intertwined, writing a brilliant chapter of the times. During the Renaissance, a group of artistic masters with their astonishing creativity and extraordinary artistic achievements started a revolution in artistic creation. In the field of painting, painters such as Giotto and Masaccio pioneered the use of perspective, giving unprecedented spatial depth to two-dimensional paintings. Giotto's The Raising of Lazarus used the principle of perspective to create a realistic three-dimensional spatial effect. Masaccio's The Tribute Money pushed the use of perspective to the extreme, accurately representing the proportions and spatial relationships of the figures. In sculpture, Donatello and Michelangelo created vivid and lifelike three-dimensional figures. Donatello's equestrian statue of Gattamelata abandoned the rigid and stiff style of the Middle Ages, shaping a young knight sitting on a horse with his head held high and chest out, full of strength and vitality. Michelangelo's David and Moses perfectly expressed the beauty of the human body and inner spirit, becoming the pinnacle of sculptural art. The field of architecture also underwent revolutionary changes. Brunelleschi rediscovered the architectural principles of ancient Rome and applied them to church architecture. The dome of the Florence Cathedral he designed and built is a representative work of Renaissance architecture, becoming a miracle in architectural history with its grand scale and exquisite craftsmanship. Painting art reached a new peak in the late Renaissance. Master painters such as Leonardo da Vinci, Raphael, and Titian created a series of immortal masterpieces with their superb painting skills and unique artistic styles. Leonardo's Mona Lisa and The Last Supper, Raphael's The School of Athens, Titian's The Birth of Venus, etc. are all classics in art history. The creations of these Renaissance artists all embody the essence of humanist thought. They placed humans at the center of artistic expression, shaping vivid and distinctive character images. They loved nature and focused on drawing inspiration from nature to reproduce the beauty of nature. Through their works of art, we can deeply feel the spirit of the Renaissance era, the liberation of human nature and freedom of creation. During the Renaissance, the contributions of humanist thinkers cannot be ignored. They used words as weapons to awaken people's love for classical culture and inspire their yearning for human dignity and freedom. Literary giants such as Dante, Petrarch, and Boccaccio pioneered humanist literature. Dante's Divine Comedy depicted a grand vision of the underworld, showing the process of redemption of the human soul. Petrarch, hailed as the father of humanism, reflected the humanist values of pursuing the self and valuing individuality in his poetry and letters. Boccaccio's Decameron, with its humorous and satirical touch, exposed the dark side of society and highlighted the brilliance of human nature. Humanist thinkers held high the banner of human dignity and freedom. In his work, Oration on the Dignity of Man, Pico della Mirandola passionately praised the lofty status and infinite potential of humans. Valla advocated for individual free will, arguing that people should not be subject to fate, Petrarch even put it into practice. His independent and unrestrained personality charm became a model of the humanist spirit. Humanist thought injected a new soul into Renaissance art. In the eyes of humanists, humans were no longer insignificant and humble beings, but a lofty theme worthy of praise and representation. Artists began to focus on real life, portraying distinctive characters and expressing the emotional world of humans. Humans became the core of artistic creation, giving works of art a richer humanistic connotation. From literature to art, humanist thought was like a clear stream, cleansing people's souls. It awakened people's awareness of the value of life and personal dignity, providing an ideological source and spiritual impetus for the Renaissance movement. It was with the nourishment of humanist thought that people in the Renaissance period were able to create, explore, and pursue their ideal realms with unprecedented enthusiasm. Although the Renaissance movement has become history, the precious legacy it left us still shines with the light of wisdom. The Renaissance established a set of lofty values, respecting humanity, loving nature, and pursuing freedom. These ideas have enlightened countless benevolent people in later generations and have become a guiding light for the progress of human civilization. Even today, we can still draw strength and courage from the humanistic spirit of the Renaissance to face life's challenges and realize our own ideals. The most striking feature of the Renaissance movement was the combination of art and humanities. This combination brought tremendous progress to society. Art was no longer the exclusive domain of a few, but became a spiritual wealth shared by the whole society. Art beautified people's lives and elevated their aesthetic tastes. Humanist thought provided a profound foundation for artistic creation, allowing works of art to present richer connotations. This perfect fusion of art and humanities inspires us to use art to illuminate the light of humanity and to nourish the flower of art with humanistic sentiments. Let us return once again to those classic works of the Renaissance. Michelangelo's sculptures, Leonardo da Vinci's famous paintings, Brunelleschi's dome. These immortal artistic masterpieces are the crystallization of human wisdom and creativity, the best interpretation of the Renaissance spirit. Today, as we commemorate the pioneers of the Renaissance, we must also inherit and carry forward their precious spiritual wealth. Let us join hands and, with the courage and wisdom of the Renaissance pioneers, create a glorious chapter belonging to our era. Let the Renaissance spirit of respecting humanity, loving nature, and pursuing freedom bloom with even more dazzling splendor under new historical conditions.